Hi everyone, welcome to DIY Ideas. Today I'm going to show you two different ways to do a flower for your sewing project. So here, the big one you can see, it's a little bit looser, so you can wear it open like this or a little bit closed off like that. So that's completely up to you. And a smaller version that you can wear as it is or sew onto a piece of fabric for your project. So let me show you what we're going to need for today. So we're going to start with the bigger flower, with the bigger blossom. So you see here how big this is. You can of course make it smaller or bigger, but I'm going to show you how you can do this all sewn by hand. I'm also going to show you how to do this middle section. Okay, so we need a couple of things. So fabric scissors, some pins, then something to measure with. I have here my hand gauge. You can use a ruler or anything else. Then we need some thread in the matching color to the fabric, and then a sewing needle. Make sure you have a good size for your thread. And then we need something that has a circular shape, since we're going to copy the circle here, and I have here about 6.5 centimeters in diameter. So this is going to be my size, but you can of course do bigger or smaller. And then a pen. This is something that's washable so that I don't have any marks left over when I wash it, but you can use anything else that you already have or want. And then as far as the fabric goes, you can use pretty much anything. I like using cotton because it's pretty soft and I like the way it looks. You can use different colors. I'm just going to stick with the white, but you can use anything you want or have here. Also, if you're a beginner, I'd recommend using something a little bit more sturdy just so it keeps its shape, but later you can try out softer fabrics as well. Okay, so let's start with the first step. So we're going to mark 1 centimeter away from the edge on the longer side. So I'm going to make marks along the side, along this edge of the fabric, since I want a really long line here. So I recommend you use the same, and then you can connect the dots and you can have a really long line there. Okay, now we can take a look at our diameters. So here is what we have. We have 6.5 centimeters. So I'm going to do half of that, which is about 3.5 or between 3 and 3.5. So that's where I'm going to mark. So I'm going to mark the beginning, the middle, and the end. And then I'm going to keep doing that for a number of times, as many petals as I need. So I'm always going to leave a little bit of room between each of the petals just so I have enough for cutting and in case I make any mistakes or have any crooked sides. Okay, so now we can start with our circles. So I'm going to start from the middle. I actually like this little part here because it's kind of like a label where my middle is supposed to be, but it works without it just fine. And then I'm just going to do circles one next to each other. So this is what you should have right now with all of your petals done. So you see here I have a ton, and the more you have, the better it looks. So now we're going to cut everything with our fabric scissors. So make sure you don't cut out the line here on the bottom. We still need that. And then we're just going to go basically around the circles here that you see. So leave the bottom line as it is, the little stripe, and then do circles around. And now we can get started with the actual sewing part. So I'm making a thick knot at the other end. So at the one end I have my needle, at the other end I need a really thick knot so that it doesn't go through the hole in any case. And then we can get started with the one end here, just go through. And then we're gonna do kind of like a zigzag pattern there. So we're just gonna keep going through the front and the back and do that till we get to the end of our stripe. Then in the end, we're going to connect it to keep it in place. So now that we're done, we connected everything. You can wash this really quickly and then have the lines go away, or you can keep it as it is if you like the lines. But yeah, here is the middle section, the circle, or the stripe that we turned into a circle, and then on the other side we have our blossom. You can keep it closed like this or open, so there are two different ways how you can wear it. So here is the finished end result, and you can see here I left the lines. I actually like the way they look, so I'm gonna keep them this way. But of course, if you have another color or if it doesn't just look as good as it does here, then you can just wash it and have it plain white or in the color you did it in. So yeah, we have here our lovely blossom, and now on the other side you can use this to basically connect it to any type of fabric or shirt or whatever you have. So that you can wear it on your clothes. So now I'm going to show you how you can make a smaller blossom like this. So this one doesn't change its shape. It has this one shape, but I think it looks really, really lovely. And you can also make it bigger or smaller. And you see I put this little decorative middle section too, so that it looks really good. So let's get started. So we're going to need some fabric scissors, then pins, thread again in the matching color to the fabric. This time we're going to use our sewing machine as well as saw by hand, so we're going to need our sewing needle as well. And then again we're going to need a washable pen or some fabric marker of your choosing. Then we're again going to need the circular shape so that we can again do a circle for our petals. So as I said, this is 6.5 centimeters in diameter, so I'm going to use the same size here to show you what I have. You can make it bigger or smaller. The fabric itself can be anything and everything again. So you see here I have kind of a texture on here. This is optional, so I like the waves that are on here, but you can do it without, and just make sure it's something a little bit more sturdy. So now we need our circle again, our little 6.5 centimeter circle. So we're just going to start by doing circles here. We don't need any other measurements. So I'm going to do 5 circles here, since I'm going to fold it in half and cut out circles, 2 circles at the same time. And then we're going to cut it out and we're going to have 10 circles. So I cut all of them in half, which means I have 20 pieces, and now this line here is what we want to connect. So we're going to pin this together, and then we're going to go in with our sewing machine and do a stitch there. So here. So also a cool trick to know is that you can cut out this leftover bit of fabric and then turn it inside out so that your corner is looking really nice. And now all that we have left to do is to connect all of our petals. So I'm going to go into the open end here, and I'm again going to do the same thing as I did with the last blossom. So I'm just going to go through it in a zigzag style, and I'm going to do that with all of the petals one after another. And then I'm just going to connect the beginning and the end, just like with the last flower. Okay, so now that we have this done, you have this little hole in the middle, so you can keep it as it is if you like it, or you can use a decorative button or anything else you want here in the middle. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to go with my needle through the front, and then through the button, and then through the back again. And that way it's going to stay right there where I want it to. So you guys, now that I'm done with the button, here is what you can see, and I think it looks really wonderful. This is a really chic, really pretty flower. So on the back, of course, it doesn't look as nice, which is completely fine, since when you sew it on, that's not going to be visible anyway, but the front looks really, really pretty, really feminine. So of course, there are many different things that you can do on here. You can see here that I did 10 petals, but you can do, of course, more. You can do thinner fabric and then do more, or thicker fabric and do less. That's completely up to you. So you guys, here are both of our flowers that we did today. So I hope you guys like both of them, or let me know which one you like better. Maybe you have a third way of doing them, so feel free to share that in the comment section. You can also subscribe to our channel, shoot a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye!